Behind the bag, it gets to Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
All right, welcome to Terrific Talk. I'm Tom Anderson. Happy Thanksgiving to all you listeners out there. Hope you all have a very nice Thanksgiving. Basically, we're inside a week from me heading out to see our boy Steve in California, and I've been looking at the forecast. You know, we've been talking on this podcast. I'm always miserable. It's dark and cold here. He's always out on the golf course. Oh yeah, beautiful 70s, sunny. I'm looking at the forecast right now for Los Angeles, and it's a little bit better today. Yesterday I was looking. It was saying like high 50s, and there was rain in the forecast in Los Angeles. There's fires. There's no rain ever. Somehow when I'm showing up there, it's going to rain. Steve, what's going on with the weather out in Cali?
It never rains in Southern California. That's a lie. Yeah, I'm looking at the 10-day right now. Or I guess it's what, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 10-day. And there's rain it forecasted for 8 of the next 10 days, which is absurd. What? Never happens. So I don't know what kind of juju you're bringing with you to the West Coast to just hex us with this unseasonably wet weather, but we'll get through. I mean, we're going to be in Staples on Sunday.
Yes.
Tickets are arriving today.
Yes.
And we're going to be able to watch the Don up close and personal.
Luka Doncic and LeBron.
Luka and LeBron, Clash of Titans. I mean, Luka's working his way to Titan status. He's not quite there yet, but
have you seen LeBron live yet?
No, I've never seen LeBron live because when we went last year, Sixers Lakers, he sat out, and then 2 days later he played against the Clippers. It was kind of infuriating. But so that'll be the first time. It'll be the first time I see LeBron live. I know that we did a pod last year, and you posed the question of who do I want to see live, or list the top 5 people you want to see live.
Yeah.
I believe I had him in there, even though obviously I give some hate to him. It's more, a lot of it's in jest, a little. It's just some antics of his I don't like, but I respect what he brings to the court day in and day out.
I think a live taping of The Shop would honestly be cooler, but you got to do what you can do. That's tough. That's very exclusive.
Yeah.
You can get your haircut with Maverick. It'll be great. So we got a podcast today. We're going to go a little bit quicker. We're going to get to some Thanksgiving picks in a second. We're not going to do our game this week because we're not going to be doing a podcast next week, just so you all know. We might do something on Instagram or something when we're at Staples. We'll do something a little fun. At Terrific Talk Tom is where you can find it. But we got to get to last week's results. And I don't know how I did it, but Steve, I am back in the winner's circle.
Oh, God. How tight was it?
It wasn't even that close. It was 50-39.
Oh yeah.
I was shocked because I had Matty Ice going, and he just threw a shit game out there for me, fantasy and in our game. I managed to win in fantasy also, which is unbelievable because of Derrick Henry. And you had Breeze, so that was like, oh man, I have no chance here. But I caught up with everything else. I had the advantage with Zeke, that helped. And Calvin Ridley caught a garbage touchdown when they took Matt Ryan out of the game. Somehow put me over the edge.
Standard. That's how it would go for me. Well, last week you and I talked ad nauseum about how I should structure my lineup. And, of course, I just overthought it.
Yeah, man. So who had the best game? Was it Jimmy G?
Yeah, Jimmy G had the best game. Brissett was the third. Nick Foles was like a point better than Jimmy G.
Wow.
The one that I was really wrestling over was Hollywood Brown or Golden Tate, and I went Golden Tate.
You were texting me throughout the whole weekend, and literally I feel like every move that you made was wrong, and every single guy who was having a huge game was going against you.
Yep, that's very true. Having Golden Tate in there was fine. It was the fact that I had Tyrell Williams in there going against a paltry, just pathetic Jets secondary, and he mustered up 2 points. So I had Tyler Boyd on the bench. He probably had 13 points. I had Jimmy G on the bench, 20 points. I had Hollywood on the bench, 17 points. So yeah, it was a frustrating one. I overthought it. If I just kind of stuck to the rankings stuck to, point projections. In Jimmy G's case, I would have won that game and would have had a playoff spot locked up already. But now, I slid back from 4th to 6th. I'm going up against the 5th ranked team. So it's winning them in. If I lose, I'm basically done because guys that are one game behind me are playing against each other. So one of them is bound to win, and they've got me on points. So winner, I'm done. That's basically where I'm at right now. So I'm going to have to I'm just going to have to not overthink this lineup management and go from there.
We go Bill Belichick, one game at a time. I'm in win-only mode as well. So we'll be together Sunday, which will be perfect timing. So we gotta make.
You'll be able to watch me in Staples just sweating profusely while I follow the game casts.
I can't wait. Let's get to the Thanksgiving games here, which is always pretty crazy. I mean, the Lions play every Thanksgiving, and it seems like they're crappy every single year. Now they're playing the freaking Bears, and Trubisky, I don't know how he's still starting. Like, he is so bad. That Giant game was ridiculous. He had a horrible interception in the end zone. Their play calling is not good. I really just can't tell you how much I hate the Bears. But anyway, somehow the Bears here are favored by 2.5 on the road in Detroit. What's the pick?
Yeah, I'm the guy that drafted Mitch Trubisky with $1 in an auction draft, so that was wonderful. I gotta think. Well, what's the status on Stafford? Anything?
I think he's out.
He's still out with the broken back. I gotta think then Bears take this one. Bears defense, Khalil Mack running rough, running wild on Driscoll. Right, that's the guy's name. They're the Lions' current QB. I mean, I hate the game, but if I have to look at it, Khalil Mack versus that guy, I'd take Khalil Mack all day. I know that the Bears, can't really get anything done offensively. Maybe being in the dome in Detroit will help them out, but I just can't. Isn't it kind of wild that the Lions beat the Eagles and now they're 3-7-1, and we're talking about how bad this Bears team is, and it's like I'd be very shocked if Detroit somehow won this game.
Yeah, I love the Bears in this game. It's ridiculous. I mean, the Lions started off 2-0-1. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are they, 1 in their last 8? Stafford going down obviously didn't help, but just a tough time to be a Lions fan, as it always is. They're always just stuck in no man's land, and the future's not great there. Let's move on though to the next game. Let's go Buffalo. Nice win at home.
Oh yeah,
nice win at home over the Denver Broncos. Now they're on the road here in Dallas. Dallas coming off a pretty brutal loss to the Patriots in a weird bad weather. Dak was kind of off, weird officiating game. Cowboys here, no love for the Bills. The Cowboys here are favored by 7 points. Steve, what do you think?
I feel kind of the reverse here, that this is just a very disrespectful line. Thanksgiving Day game in Dallas. Zeke normally shows up in a big way on Thanksgiving. 7 points is a lot, though. That's a tough one. I want to say Dallas more as like a jinx, so that like if they do end up winning and I called it, it's fine. But if then they don't, I'll be happy that I hexed them, since the Eagles need to somehow stay close in the standings, and we can't really seem to muster up a win. So I think I'm going to say Dallas. I think Dak kind of gets back to his ways. I will say that I did not see Dak as an MVP candidate at all, and that game just kind of proved it. Captain Checkdown was back. He couldn't really get anything done. Again, you said weird weather in New England. It's kind of maybe could be an outlier, but I think Dallas can win this one by more than a touchdown. Eagles destroyed the Bills in Buffalo, so Dallas should probably be able to do the same thing at home.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to how the Eagles ran all over that Bills defense. The Bills have been a little bit soft against the run, and that's basically Dallas' strength. I think Amari Cooper has to have a bounce-back game here after getting shut out, literally, against the Patriots. It's a lot of points, but I'm going to roll with Dallas too. Last game here, New Orleans on the road in Atlanta. I mean, I did not predict Matty Ice would have that bad of a game last week against the Bucks. It was unbelievable. He couldn't get anything done. And you were hot. You were like, should we pick the Falcons? Here we go.
I know.
We jumped back on their bandwagon, and they screwed everyone again. Here they are at home. The Saints are favored by 7 points. Saints get revenge here, or is this a closer game?
I think that the Saints definitely get revenge. The 49ers, I'm going to kind of pivot to them and their big win against the Packers, which no one, even looking at the public betting trends, no one was taking the Niners. Everyone was taking Aaron Rodgers with the points.
Yep.
The Saints need to keep winning to keep pace with the 49ers. 49ers at 10-1, Saints at 9-2. You know that they want home field advantage down there. I know I probably mentioned. I feel like I mentioned it last week or 2 weeks ago that they want the Super Bowl to come through New Orleans. So I think they're going to come out divisional game and just want to put their foot on the throat and show no mercy. So I would take the Saints, even given 7.
You know what these two lines absolutely scream at me? Tease.
Yeah.
Tease the Cowboys and the Saints down to 1 point. You basically just need Dallas and New Orleans to win, take care of business. It seems too easy. There must be some wrinkle in there because that just seems like a layup.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that you have to take into account is that Matty Ice has played New Orleans a ton. So he kind of knows that team. Obviously, he came off just an abysmal performance, coming off an abysmal performance this past weekend. I don't think he does it again. But that being said, I think New Orleans is going to be able to beat these guys by 10, 7-10, and cover.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, my thumbs down is kind of going to relate to Philly sports in general. Been a rough 2 days between the Eagles and the Sixers, and talking about someone getting shut out. Joel Embiid, first time held without any points last night in his college or pro career.
Thumbs up.
But I have to go to the text machine because I got a text from my friend earlier today. Son, what's with Carson Wentz? Footwork and mechanics. It's hurting his accuracy big time. Need DiFilippo. So this is my boy Adam. I had to address it. And it is like I said, it is a thumbs down to the Philly performance last 2 days. But one thing that I'll want to point out is Carson Wentz didn't have a great game, but he's also dealing with coming into the regular season, probably our 6th option in our Shega Whiteside and a guy that we just signed off the practice squad in Greg Ward. There was a couple errant throws, or quote unquote what appeared to be errant throws, but upon further analysis, it's a throw that any quarterback would make, where you have someone running just a hook route, and instead of sitting down where the quarterback expects that person to sit down, they drift 1.5 yards to the left, and the ball's where they should have sat down. And that's just timing, and that's not having your guys. So I think that there's a big time overreaction.
You're gonna love this.
This will be a double thumbs down, right? It'll be a big time overreaction with the Philly Eagle football fans, because they're just like wanting to roast Carson. And yes, during the game it was very frustrating, but I think Philly fans, I know we have a reputation, but we just got to settle down, and we just got to, we got Miami this week. We got to get the W, and we'll just take one game at a time, as Bill Belichick likes to say.
You know why I love doing this podcast with you is because you know what my thumbs up this week is?
How bad Philly sports is.
Former Eagle, great, Mike Vick.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the airwaves. I just want to read you his direct quote here about Carson Wentz. Mike Vick says, "He will fail in Philadelphia. The bar has been set so high by Nick Foles. Regardless of when he came in, Foles did what he did and won the Super Bowl. The ceiling has been set. Along with Carson Wentz's character, which has been questioned by his teammates and the public, it just makes it difficult for him. I think he's fighting an uphill battle week in and week out." Harsh words from Mike Vick on Carson Wentz. I love it. It's great to hear. I mean,
I respect it. I respect his words there, though, because how many times do you like get someone who is questioned about a former team, and they weren't teammates, but a former team they played on, and the players on the team, and they just kind of like skate through and mum's the word type situation. I respect that Vic gave a little real talk there.
You're turning on Carson Wentz, and I love it. We did it.
No.
We did it. We did it. You're a hater.
Like I said, I'm not like during that game. I definitely was frustrated, and Aaron's just like, you need to calm down. Like you're not like it's not easy to be blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just being like an idiot. And I'm just let me overreact right here and now. But I definitely wouldn't turn on him because, like I said, no Alshon, no Deshaun, no Nelson. Even though Nelson hasn't really been doing that well all year. I mean, Ertz obviously has been balling out the last couple of weeks. Dallas Goedert just been question. I mean, he just continues to be a question mark. So, like I said, you're going Mac Hollins, maybe it's the 6th option. So then Arcega-Whiteside 7, and then Greg Ward off the practice squad. I mean, there's no way that timing is there. So we just have to get healthy.
Sure. Whatever you say. Thumbs up, Mike. Thumbs down this week from me. I got to give it to the pass interference challenge. It's just a disaster. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a play in these playoffs, probably even the Super Bowl, that's just going to completely change the game. One team and fan base is going to get completely screwed. There's going to be riots. Mark this date down, Steve, November 26th. You've been warned, America.
So my thumbs up then is going to go to the fact that I love that a pass interference call was reversed against the Saints. It's just so amazing because
it's ridiculous.
I've voiced my just negative feelings towards the Saints. I mean, but the thing is, in that instance, like, yes, of course, that was PI. Like, he grabbed his shoulder and turned him. But there have been so many more blatant PI calls that have not been overturned that the precedent was kind of like already established through 11 weeks of the year. And then in the 12th week for that then to be overturned is kind of ridiculous. But because it happened to the Saints, I love it.
I mean, it was hilarious that it happened to the Saints, of course, in the Superdome. But it is absurd that for 12 weeks, basically, they're not overturning anything. And then they overturn that. And you've said it. There have been way more blatant pass interferences this season that they haven't overturned. They're not going to get their shit together by the playoffs. I'm telling you, this is going to be a complete disaster. It's going to go the way wrong way for the NFL. Really bad.
I look forward to it. I hope it's at the Saints' expense. Thumbs up will have to be to my wife because her birthday is tomorrow. So, happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday.
32 years young. First birthday celebrating as a mama. So we'll have to do something fun.
That's great. We'll celebrate when we're out there with you guys.
That's it.
What's the TV looking like for you right now?
All right. So I mentioned, two things. I did finish up Peaky Blinders.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. I knew that something was fishy when they unveiled Tommy's plan early because he never unveils his plan, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like they're talking about his plan, and I'm kind of like, he's actually saying this out loud. Like, this is odd. You know what I mean? Like in my head, I'm thinking like, this is odd. So when things went down the way they went down, I wasn't entirely surprised. But I mean, obviously it leaves it out there that we've got season 6 coming. So I look forward to that.
Big setup season.
Yeah, big time. And another one that I've talked about and I've finally been able to kind of dive into is Big Mouth maybe season 4. Have you watched that show at all?
No, Tori's tried to get me to watch it.
Oh my God, dude. It's just, they're like 20-minute episodes. They're ridiculous. Aaron and I just belly laugh at some point in every episode. Because of how ridiculous the show is, and it's just a good time. Cartoon, like I've said before, it's cartoon, so you feel like a little kid again, and then it's just vulgar as all hell. It's great.
Love it. I'll get to it. I mentioned I watched the Scotch documentary last week. I went out and got some Scotch last weekend.
You're a convert.
Yep, we're gonna be drinking some Scotch out in Cali. I heard they've got great Scotch out there.
My boy, John Ward is a monstrous Scotch fan, so.
I can see that.
Dude, do you remember when he met us out in Hoboken? Because
Yes.
His now wife is from North Jersey, and we met us at Willie's, and then we went, and that was, we were watching tournament games, and that where like Florida had the buzzer beater, like half court heave or whatever. He was in Willie McBride's, I'm not kidding you, for maybe 17 minutes, and he drank 55. He rang up a $55 bill on scotch.
He's a legend. What can you say?
The stuff of legends, man.
That is the stuff of legends. Speaking of heavy drinking, Ray Donovan's back.
Oh, dude, I've never gotten into Ray Donovan, but people, like my whole family loves that show.
Yeah. I love it. It's really good. I mean, just when you think things can't get any worse for Ray, they somehow do. But he's just downing handles and handles of whiskey. And he's still, like, functioning. He's still driving around fine. He's, like, talking to people. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he does it.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking this during Peaky Blinders. And, I mean, obviously that's a different era, right? It's the 1920s and, into the – I guess they haven't even gotten into 1930 yet. It starts at 1919, and now we're up to, like, 1929.
Yeah.
They drink so much as well. And, like, watching those shows, like a show like that, or hearing about Ray Donovan or, other shows where people are just, like, constantly drinking, like, in my head, I'm kind of like, do people actually do this?
Yeah, I know. Like,
because, like, I could go, like, 2 weeks without drinking. Like, I'll drink on Thanksgiving. The last time I drank was probably like 10 days ago or something to that.
The amount that they drink and they're still like semi highly functionable in these shows is absurd. Like, no one could do this.
And I know everything's dramatized, but like, are there people out there that literally go through like a handle of whiskey like every couple days? I guess there must be.
I mean, I know our friend Solly in some dark times has done that, but
yep. God, how are the Jets one game behind the Eagles in the standings? It's so pathetic.
That's really sad for you. You should hear the Jet fans out here now.
Oh, God. He's the savior. They're going to go 9-7.
It's like the Raiders, like everyone's, they're a playoff team. It's like the Raiders were like the favorite to come out of the AFC, the way you hear the Jet fans talking.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we were talking about how they were sneaky good, but West Coast, East Coast, man.
Darnold's playing good, but I mean the Jets just have such an easy schedule the rest of the way. They're playing Cincinnati this week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so here's my big time dilemma with that. The guy I'm playing is a Jet fan, and he's got Sam Darnold as his QB.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna lose to Sam Darnold?
Dude, if I lose to Sam Darnold, that would be so sad because I also had him as a backup to start the year, and I obviously dropped him after week 1.
I mean, luckily for you, this is the exact type of game the Jets would screw up. So,
fingers crossed.
There's hope.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving out there. Get your turkey in. What are your thoughts on it? Turkey's a must on Thanksgiving, right? I'm hearing a lot of ham talk all of a sudden. I've never heard this in my life.
Yeah, I don't know ham. Ham's more of a I feel like a Christmas thing, or I feel like ham's more of like an Easter thing.
100%.
Turkey, yeah, I mean turkey's the meat of choice for sure. We may not be doing turkey this year. I'm eating at my aunt and uncles who live out here, and we may be doing everything surrounding it, but like we only have I think 5 people that are eating with us, so it's kind of like overkill to get an entire bird. But we'll I know that my grandma for Christmas makes a turkey, so I'll get my turkey fill in about a month.
I'm very confused. I feel like there's a big anti-turkey rant going around. I don't like it. Last thumbs down before we go. I'm talking about people annoying me. You've mentioned it. It's that time of year, Steve.
Yep, here it is. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Parents bringing their children to see Santa in the malls. They're little kids who have no idea what's going on. You're handing them off to a strange Santa, and they're just pissed and crying, and it's terrible.
Big bearded, scary guy in a red suit.
Please tell me you're doing this with Dash.
Actually, I don't know. We haven't talked about it. I'd imagine that we will, but I don't know. There's been no confirmation that's going to happen. So we can talk about it this weekend when you're out here. You can try to sell Aaron against it.
I think we should do it after the Laker game.
We could. You could be there. Do you want to get on Santa's Dash can be on his left knee. You can be on his right knee. That would be magic.
We can make that happen.
Oh God, I love it. Well, safe travels. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Trust the process. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know my sign off.
Kobe and Karras get better. I swear to God, we're taping this. If LeBron or Luka, you just lock them away.
Oh, my God.
Sunday. Lock them away.
If they pull the load management nonsense,
oh, my God.
I think that you and I will storm the court.
Yeah.
People, we may get arrested. There's not a jail in the bottom of the Staples Center like there used to be in the vet, but we may storm the court if that's the case.
All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Go Bears.
Welcome to Terrific Talk. My name is Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson.
Back again, gone. Back, gone. Tom
Anderson.
Great cash, homie. Great cash, homie.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Sound going crazy.
Terrific Talk Podcast. Welcome back, Terrific Talk Podcast.
Here comes the hoe.
I'm your host, Tom Anderson.
First, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. Back.